Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. Nikki here with Create, Make, Decorate. How y'all doing out there today? Hey, it's a beautiful day today out here. I think it's supposed to get up to the 90s and it's starting to get a little bit warm. So I'm actually sitting outside on my patio and doing a little crafting and a little upcycling. So I wanted to hop on here and first of all say hi, it's been a few, and secondly, show you guys how you can take a flea market or any type of birdhouse find. I found this at a flea market, so it's very rustic. Tommy and I had to do a little bit of tweaking and wood gluing and things to kind of secure it down a little bit. But we're gonna do a little bit of Mod Podging with some napkins on here, paint it up and kind of turn it into kind of that farmhouse, French country kind of rustic vibe. You're gonna hear some airplanes going over, you guys, and you got my fountain in the back. So a little bit of noise in the background, but you know, it's too beautiful to not be outside, so I'm out here. Let me see who's popping on here. Hi, Anita, how's it going? I do have the camera set differently, you guys, so if you turn it to the side, if you're watching it on your phone and you turn it to the side, you'll get a whole screen view, a better view of it. Are you leaving? Okay, Tommy's leaving to go do a couple errands. See you later. Toodles. So let's go ahead and get started. So what we're gonna use today, again, I found this at a flea market. It's just a super cute, very rustic, as you can see, kind of even warped and a little cracked, and old birdhouse. I think I paid like $12 for it. I just like the character of it. I thought it was super cute, but it needs a little love. It needs a little love to it. You love birdhouses? I do too. I just love birdhouses. I've done quite a few, and I just love them all around the yard, and we're approaching spring, so what better time to start working on some birdhouse crafts. So with that, I'm going to use some paint. I'm just going to use Rust-Oleum chalk paint in linen white. Also, we're going to use some napkins. Now, I found these napkins, I think, last year at Tuesday morning. But listen, what I'm going to do today, if you guys go ahead and sprinkle the love with this video, I'm going to pick 2 people. I'm going to send you guys each a couple of these napkins if you like them. They're super cute. They're these just birds, and they're all things kind of like that French country style, and just such pretty colors here. And you guys, I hit 36,000 followers, and you all are amazing. You guys got me there. I just appreciate it, and I'm going to do a little gifting back and send you all a little bit of love. So what you need to do is just in the comments put sprinkled or shared or whatever words you want in there, so that I can scroll back through and just kind of randomly pick a couple names. I won't know unless you guys have said it, because Facebook won't just tell me that you shared it. So moving on, so we're going to use that. Also, the Dollar Tree had these little cutting die little embellishments. I'm going to use the last one that I have here. We're going to use that on there, and I'm also going to use an old knob. Again, I probably picked this up over at Hobby Lobby. I went ahead and unscrewed the screw that was in there, so we're going to use that as kind of the bird's little perch here. Of course, it's not going to, a bird I'm sure isn't going to use it, but it's just really cute decor. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I see you all hopping on. It's hard to see the comments going this way, I will tell you that. And I feel like I'm all like up in your grill, so don't be looking at my wrinkles. First time watching. Hey Shelly, how are you? Thank you so much for all the hearts, you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, Penny. Hey Penny, nice to see you. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're just going to do a very rustic paint thing on it. It's got a lot of uneven finishes here. If you guys need me to turn down the camera, please let me know also. So if you guys can't see it well, somebody comment and I'll adjust the camera. But because I didn't sand it, so you're going to see there's a lot of cracks. It's very rough. So I'm just going to kind of dry brush over it with some of my linen here in the Rust-Oleum paint. So just with a very light hand and kind of see what we get here. So just like that, it's going to kind of pick up those higher pieces, and you can see how cool that just kind of goes on. I didn't want to sand it because I want that look. So I might go a little bit heavy in the spots that I know I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge the napkins on. And we're going to probably go over some with some Waverly Antique Wax, but that's kind of the look that we're going to go for. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and change it up. Penny says get closer to the birdhouse. Absolutely. I'm going to turn you guys down, all right? You don't need to see me. You need to see the birdhouse. So is that better, Penny? Let me know in the comments. I'm kind of set up a little wonky out here, you guys, I will admit. I'm not used to really going live out here. So I might have to do a little adjusting here and there with the camera. But just so fun. It's just a beautiful day to get out here, do some crafting. Got mango in the background over here. All the birds are chirping in the yard, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful day. How's the weather where you guys are? Beautiful in Louisiana, 60 degrees, lovely. Yeah, it's getting me all the feels to get out and do some decorating for the yard. And why not start off with birdhouses? You can find a lot of, I found a lot of birdhouses over at like the thrift store and things. It does look like snow on the roof a little bit, huh? Whoever said that. So your comments are going through quickly. We're gonna add some Mod Podge to, or excuse me, napkins to it. So I don't know that I'll do it on the birdhouse, but I think what I'm gonna do, this is my kind of thoughts in the beginning, is paint it white, go over the top with the Waverly Antique Wax, and just kind of grunge it up a little bit. And those areas that the paint hasn't gone over, it'll just kind of, you know, add that kind of aged and patina look to it. So this wood is very dry, very, as you can see, we were trying to do some screws in there and we were cracking the wood, so it's very fragile. So I'm hoping the paint will at least get on here and kind of help seal it up, or, you know, give it a nice healthy drink of something. Kind of revive it a little bit. So is that better with the camera being adjusted, you guys, here, that you guys can see? And we're just gonna go over it quickly here. I love how they took the chicken wire in the window here, and it just kind of gave, to me it kind of felt like, with that chicken wire, you remember like the movie Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? The windows that had like that kind of look to it. That's what it reminded me of, like a little cute, kind of cottagey type of look. Like that. So how was everyone's weekend? I'll tell you, I had a busy weekend. We started off with Friday with the wedding, which was absolutely beautiful out in San Marcos. Then Saturday was another trip back out to that kind of area, out to Murrieta, which is about a good hour or so drive for me, to a surprise sprinkle shower for my nephew's wife. They're having their second baby. So that was a whole surprise. So that was another full day out here. Then yesterday was another drive out there to Menifee to go kind of start going through my parents' house. So yeah, I was worn out. I was planning on going live with you guys yesterday, but I was completely worn out. Thank you, Angie. That black dress, you guys, that was the best score from Ross. I paid $16.99 for that dress. That whole outfit, shoes and all, cost me $38. Such a score. And I got so many compliments on it there, and of course I didn't tell everyone. I only paid, you know, like $16.99, I think was the price for it. They could, I left them thinking I paid a lot of money. But you know what? You not only cannot craft on a budget, you don't have to be dressing expensive either. You can find some good deals. All right, so my thought is we're gonna go ahead and Mod Podge those napkins probably more along the sides and the edges on this thing. So that's where I'm gonna pay attention to doing a little bit heavier with the white paint. Because we're going to use, Marilyn, thank you. We're going to be, I lost my train of thought a second. The napkins have that kind of white base underneath, so we want to make sure that, you know, it kind of blends in there. So the chip brushes are my favorite kind of brushes to use, especially with this type of painting, because they're not really meant to give a full coverage, so it kind of helps you along with that aging kind of process. And I'm not really gonna do too heavy along the edges because, you know, I would typically go over and, hey Emily, hey girl, how are you from Burlap Kitchen? You guys aren't following Emily at Burlap Kitchen, make sure you head on over there. Jennifer, thank you. Anyway, I would typically go over with my sanding block anyway to rough up those edges and kind of distress them. So, you know, if you can make less work for yourself, why not? So I think I'm gonna go, you guys, and there's really no right or wrong way, as I say most of the time, or all the time I should say, to, you know, distress or kind of get that aged look. It's really all about how you like it, to your preference. It's all a matter of just picking up a paintbrush and having fun doing it and getting the look that you want. So don't be afraid to pick up the paintbrush and just get busy. All right, so I think I'm gonna leave it like that. And kind of get underneath here a little bit. Add a little bit of white in there. Look at that, just adding the paint alone just kind of brought it to life, right? It just kind of gave it a cool little look. And you can just simply leave it at that and decorate it at that. But I'm gonna go a little bit further with mine. And hope that it dries. You guys, I don't have my heat gun out here to kind of help the process along. So we'll just chit chat a second. We'll just kill time chit chatting. Bring them on camera. That's a new one, you guys. Hey Shari, how are you? Hi Claudia. Try and see your comments rolling through. I got Merle out here, so you might hear some barking. My baby wipes kind of help clean me up as I go. I don't wear a mic. Carol, I don't have a mic on. It's just the phone. Is it silent? Can you guys not hear me? Can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can or not. Let me try and turn up the volume here. All right, you guys, all right, I got the hearts, you can hear me. I'm glad you caught me live too. Thank you so much. You love the sound of the fountain. I do too, it's just so relaxing. Now, believe it or not, when I've gone out here and done lives outside before, I get people like messaging me complaining that it's too loud and why are you going live with a fountain in the back? So you just can't please everyone, but I enjoy it and I'm glad that you're enjoying it. The Sheriff Virginia is in the house. Oliver got in trouble. He likes to wander. So we had the garage door open. On the other side of the house, we have like a 3rd-car garage that opens to the backyard. So I had it open because I was doing a little bit of turn your phone sideways. Who said my screen is small? Olga, or no, not Olga. Whoever said the screen is small, turn your phone sideways and you'll see it in landscape view. You'll get a full view of it. Anyway, so he runs out, he doesn't listen, and he goes down the street, so he's in trouble. The sheriff is in jail. Let's just say that. The sheriff is in jail. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. I am going to go ahead and hope that this is a little bit dry, and it is. And we're going to go ahead and just start applying some of these napkins to it. So what you want to do, you probably already know, but just in case you don't, these are 3-ply napkins, so you want to make sure that you get it down to just 1 ply. So I'm going to go ahead, I already kind of started on it because sometimes it could be a little bit tricky. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull this apart like that. Okay, and I'm not going to be like cutting the napkin. I'm probably going to be more tearing the napkin and just kind of placing it on there. So I thought, hi Sherry, how are you? I was thinking kind of just maybe taking this area because it's coming at you kind of 3D, and let's go ahead and Mod Podge a napkin onto there. So what I'm going to do is turn it this way. You guys, hold on, just bear with me a second, or maybe I'm not. I'm at a funky angle, so give me a little bit of grace here to kind of get this on right. So what I'm going to do, how tall is that? I'm going to eyeball it. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and Mod Podge over it and then place the napkin directly on top, and then we'll kind of just rip and tear as we need. So the wind, of course, is starting to pick up. Let me tell you guys today, I think like Satan is like trying to not get me do this live today because I had my normal ring light out here and I went to adjust the camera to get started. The thing that holds the my phone broke. Everything blew off the table earlier. Like everything that could possibly go wrong with this live today has done it, hopefully before I actually went live. So if something does go wrong, just know it's the kind of day that I seem to be having, and just hang in there and we'll get through it. So, all right. So let's go ahead and take our Mod Podge here and get a good coat. A good coat on there. You guys just have those days like you get up and it's like you might as well just go back to bed because nothing wants to go your way. That is my day today. But I am not giving in. I will not give in. It's much less 3D. You have a hard time Mod Podging on the surface. I'm hoping this will kind of make it pop a little bit. So, all right, where's our napkin? I'm going to take this part here. I'm just going to get it in there. I'm going to get in the zone a minute, you guys. I'm going to be quiet a sec. Do you guys do that? You kind of get in the zone. You get into concentrating mode. All right. Get it all smoothed out as best as I can. I'm going to pop that hole out and just kind of work it in there, just like that. Very simple. Now, I think I'm just going to take my sanding block just to kind of clean up that edge, and hopefully it'll kind of cut it off very easy for me. And tear it up a little bit as I go. And look at up here, I'm just going to take my scissors. Think that just makes, I think that makes that piece just kind of pop out, right? And just kind of reinforce the Mod Podge as you need to. Go over it a little bit. The paper is going to tear, okay? If you go back over it with the Mod Podge, the paper is going to tear. For this particular project, I don't mind it because I'm going for that really rustic, old look. So to me, if there's a little bit of tear, the imperfections in there, you know, the perfectly imperfect, I think it's just gonna add to the project. That's me, but if you don't like that, if that's not your jam, then be very careful. Kind of maybe tap with your paintbrush over the certain areas that you need to kind of seal down or go over with a very light hand. I am gonna, Bonnie, I got the birdhouse at a flea market last year and I paid like 12 bucks for it. And it's just been sitting on the shelf waiting, you know, to have a little bit of love. And so today's its day, it's getting its makeover. So that's where I got it. So always have a good sanding block along with you because that just kind of cuts those edges perfectly for you. And I'll hold it close so you could see. So right here, there's a little bit of overhang. Just kind of go over it very lightly, like so. Kind of a tight spot, but you just want to kind of go in a down angle like this. And it's just going to go ahead and clean up those edges for you. Instead of trying to like take a pair of scissors or something like that, get one of these sanding blocks over at the Dollar Tree. And just go ahead and go over the edges like that. Very easy, right? Yeah, it's a very cool, when I saw it, you guys, it was really kind of broken down. You can see the cracks and stuff in it. There was like spider webs in it and things, but I loved it. I just loved the character of it, and it was perfect. So there is that. So we're gonna go ahead and, let's see, maybe leave the front. What do you guys think about just leaving the front like that, and then maybe doing up the sides? Sprinkle to more folks. Thanks, Penny. You're amazing. Thank you so much. So I really don't want to do the whole side of it. So this was my thought. Maybe kind of come in at an angle maybe just take some random pieces and kind of like maybe go along like an edge like this, maybe like make soft edges and things rather than doing the whole side. So now I'm just going to go ahead and start tearing up pieces of the napkin. Put that down, and I'm just going to kind of, I don't know, just kind of eyeball where I want to kind of have it lay. Maybe kind of have it come up a little bit on the side and then kind of angle it. So I'm going to kind of just tear it a little bit. I'm trying to see where I need to, maybe around here. We're going to kind of tear around that window. And tearing it gives you that little bit of a softer edge. I gotta hold everything down because there's a breeze. Okay. Kind of making it go something like that. What do you guys think of that? I think that looks really pretty. So let's just go ahead and apply the Mod Podge. I probably should have done this in my shed, you guys, because things are drying out. But we just gotta work quickly. So just getting that on there. And let's go ahead and just kind of work it in. Just smoothing it down. You guys can see good still, right? I think this is just going to turn out so pretty. I am not going to have this like out in where the sun's going to beat it because I want to protect it. It's a real pretty birdhouse, you know what I mean? So the elements, I'm going to hot glue some things on here so, you know, if the surface and the hot glue, you know, is going to melt while it's in the sun. So it's probably going to be under my covered patio, but definitely outside here in my yard. So relaxing too. It's just so relaxing to do. So I'm just working it. I'm going to kind of work that Mod Podge in areas that it needs it, and then just kind of go over and seal it up. Seal it down. I just had a little critter go crawling out of there. All right, I'm going to turn this a little bit, you guys, because I feel like my head is getting in the way of you guys being able to see. Joann's. I haven't been to Joann's lately, but Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, you know, they all have really cool birdhouses, and they're probably on sale. I have not been to Hobby Lobby, but I would imagine their spring collection is probably on sale at this point. And you could probably find some good deals on them, birdhouses. I'm losing things. So I'm just taking my scissors just to cut that edge up there. Sealing it down. Taking my sanding block again, just like that, and we're just going to go over that edge. So kind of going down, kind of like down and at an angle. Go ahead and clean up that edge. Same at the bottom. With that, this again with another coat of Mod Podge on top just to go ahead and seal it off. Kind of protect the paper. Whoops. You guys, it's a hot mess today. I'm sorry. Good grief. Now the wind's coming. Jeez Louise. We're going to get through it though. We're going to get through this darn thing. Okay. So again, just with a very light hand, just go back over it. Seal off those edges. Seal that down. Isn't this just the prettiest napkin? I got these on clearance there too. They were clearanced out and they were only a couple bucks. But I just love the colors. To me it speaks French country. It speaks that beautiful old world vibe. And then we're going to grunge it up a little bit more, like I said, with some antique wax once we're done. So now that I got everything sealed, we're just going to go ahead and kind of move on. But so this is what we have so far. We're just going to have it along the front. Okay, and then as you turn around, you're going to kind of see it just like that along the side. And that's all I'm going to do on that side. Okay, and I'm probably going to go ahead and continue this type of half wall, half whatever thing look all the way around. So maybe we're going to kind of mimic as if it would be continuing like this pattern around. So let me go ahead and get that. I see there's a couple spots it's not sealed. So let's go ahead and do the same thing here, but this time around I'm going to take the low point, I'm going to continue the low point and then kind of bring it high over here. Okay, so where's our napkin? Can I get away with just this? Okay, maybe we'll use that on the other one. Okay. So I like the bird over here and I like the nest. So what we're going to do is kind of just I'm going to kind of tear it to go down like this. Kind of like that. Something like that. So I'm going to continue that over here. What do you guys think so far? Are you liking this project? I hope it's giving you an idea. I hope you guys try, and you could just see it's just so it's just peaceful, it's relaxing, it's just so fun creating, you guys. I just love it. It's so good for the soul. And it's good for the birds too. They're gonna like it. So like I said, I was at my parents' house this weekend. We started to kind of go through the themes, and I had made this bird stand for my dad, I don't know, I think last year for Father's Day or something, and it has some of the birdhouses that my mom painted. For those of you that don't know, my mom passed, and so I took some of her birdhouses and I made this cool birdhouse stand for him. And anyway, I took it back. So one of the little birdhouses, when I got it home, it actually has a cute little bird's nest in it. Like, that is darling, so I don't want to disrupt it, but I think I'm going to put this on the bird stand that I made him, and I can show you guys what that looks like when we're done. It has some of my mom's birdhouses on it, but I want to have it set on a cool little like perch, just to add, you know, some height to it and have it kind of has like its own little platform to stand on. And if I have enough space on that little perch thing that I made for it, maybe add a couple smaller different birdhouses in along with it. Hey Judy, I found the napkins at Tuesday morning out in Menifee last year. But listen, if you anybody that's you sprinkled a video for me, I'm going to pick a couple random people and I'm going to send you guys just a couple of the napkins. So please do that. I'd appreciate that. Tuesday mornings. I don't even know where, or did they go out of business? Because that one in Menifee has since gone out of business, and the one we had here in Chino Hills is no longer. Does anybody know if they're going out of business or what the deal is with them? I can tell you guys who makes them. If you want to maybe look on Amazon, maybe they can find them there. Of these napkins are Michael Design Works. If you guys want to screenshot that, you can kind of see what it is. And the napkins are called Into the Woods. That's the name of them. You have one in Oregon, lucky. All of ours that we've had out here are gone. I don't understand why, because they're such cool stores. All right, so just sealing it down. I went a little bit higher than what I think I wanted to. Well, it is what it is. I'm not going to try and pull it off. But look, you guys, you could just have so much fun turning an average little birdhouse into something that's, you know, high-end, boutique-worthy, and you're not spending a ton of money doing it, you know, and it's good for you. It's good therapy, so... I just love it. It's just so rewarding. I do have a few little air bubbles in here. I'm going to try and saturate it as much as I can to seal it down. That's why it's important that when you do these napkins that you pull them down to just one ply, because if you have two plies on there, and I've done it thinking that I've gotten it all down to one ply, you're going to end up with these air bubbles and big old air pockets in it. So that is the most important thing about when you're Mod Podging with the napkins, is just getting it down to that one single layer. And I know that people have used irons to go ahead and seal it down where you don't end up with any wrinkles. I haven't tried that technique yet. I need to try it. But for this particular project, I don't, like I said, I don't mind some of that stuff. Oh, is there one in Rancho Cucamonga, Judy? Is that Judy? I was just up. Is that the one off Haven and Foothill? If that's the one, Jordan and I were just up there. I'm going to have to go back. That would be a fun little field trip to do. All right, so again, taking my sanding block, sanding up those edges, cleaning it off. Moving on to the last part. All right, so that's what we got going on. And then the back, I think I'm just gonna do a little bit kind of towards the bottom. Haven and Foothill, girl, I'm gonna maybe go tomorrow. Well, I can't go tomorrow. Tomorrow I got stuff to do. Maybe on Thursday we could do a field trip to Tuesday morning and find some of these napkins. But like I said, these were on clearance at the time I bought them at the one in Menifee. So I don't know that they would still have them, or maybe they're, you know, they put them out again. I have no clue. I will go ahead though and screenshot these and then share in here on the page in the comment section when we're done with the video, so that you guys could kind of take a look at them if you really like them. I don't have enough to give all. I wish I did, but I don't. So there you go. There you go. And this is one napkin that I'm using. This is just one napkin. So you can get a lot of mileage out of just one. If you're piecing it. my scissors and cut because I want them to be a little bit more straight, and I'm at a weird angle. So let's you can see why I wanted to paint it white. Oh, I'm so glad you love the water. Thank you so much. I do too. I thought I could go in my shed today, or I can sit out here and listen to the water and just have a beautiful day. Get some fresh breeze going on. It gets a little stuffy in there at times. So as the weather changes, we're probably going to be doing a lot of crafts outside. And coming soon, you guys, I have an angel craft that I'm going to kind of revamp that I did a few years ago, where I made an angel out of a wood shutter. And they've been weathered, so they're in need of some work. So on Friday, we will probably go ahead and refurbish that little craft. So stay tuned for that. If you're looking for some ideas for some outdoor stuff, you definitely want to see that. And when you're out thrifting, make sure that you find go looking for some old shutters. Thank you, Marilyn. We still got some work to do though. We're not done yet. After the Mod Podge, we still have a few things that we're going to do to dress it up. Like right there, I got a pretty good air pocket. See how easy that sandpaper is with that? That wind is so annoying. Okay, so that is pretty much the Mod Podging that we're going to do. So starting from the front, we're going to just kind of circle around, and then this is the look that we're getting. Isn't that so pretty? Kind of reminds me of something that you'd see in the French countryside. Isn't that just stunning? See, I've got some tearing right there. I don't care. I got it painted white under there. It just adds to the rusticness of it. And then over here, and then like that. And I'm just going to leave. I don't think I need any right here. What do you guys think? I kind of like it just as that. So I like just having that piece being like a focal piece of it. So as of now, I don't think I'm going to add a napkin there. So we're just going to kind of go for there. Okay, so moving on. What I do have is, like I showed you guys earlier, for those of you just joining in, over at the Dollar Tree, they had these little, what are they called? Cutting die little pieces here. So I thought that would be beautiful right over the little entrance area here of our birdhouse. So let's go ahead and just glue that right on there. You get 2 for $1. I used one on another birdhouse that I did. So I'm just gonna hot glue that right onto it. I do too, Mary. Thank you so much. I like it. So look it. We're just gonna add that. Sorry, I got the hiccups. At first I thought I was gonna paint it, but I kind of like it just being kind of like that silver look to it. Maybe we can add some of the antique wax on there to go ahead and, oh, you know what? Before I do that, you guys, let me seal this piece here. Let me just add some of that on there. Because I'm going to go over it with that antique glaze, I don't want the whole napkin to absorb it, so I want to make sure that I've got some Mod Podge on there to kind of seal it. You like the way it is as far as the napkins go? Awesome. Thank you so much. Taking away from my bird. Well, the bird, you mean that little piece, that die cut piece? Let me scroll those back over there. I'll show you in a second. It kind of really isn't. There's a butterfly there that maybe it's taking away from, but I am going to add the knob right here in the center though as the, like, you know, the little perch for the bird. I'm just going to look at that. Leave that alone. So let's see what you're saying as far as taking away from the bird. It's just barely covering up his beak. So if you go right there, it just barely covers up that bird's beak. You see what I'm saying? That's a butterfly up there. So I'm going to go ahead and I like it, so I'm just going to add it right on in there. So we're going to add some hot glue. Place it right on to the top there. Okay, and then for its little perch, I'm going to use just this crystal knob that I got over at Hobby Lobby. I always tell you guys, make sure that you look for those sales on their knobs because there's so many beautiful knobs and you can do so many things with them that does not require a dresser or for the purpose that they are. I like to use them for many things. So I'm going to take the knob and I'm going to glue it. It does take a little bit away from the bird, but I kind of like, I think I like that there, or do you guys like it up top? At first I was thinking as a perch, but kind of up top it looks pretty too. What do you guys think? Oh, geez Louise. Okay, so there. Now I gotta make a hard decision. Hey Connie, welcome. I hope you hang around. So does it, what do you guys think? Originally I thought here. Okay, so that's kind of the look that it would have, but now I'm thinking I like it better up there. Everyone's saying top. I think I agree. So it just won't have a perch. It's not going to be a real birdhouse anyway for a bird, so it's okay. Or I can find like a little, I don't know, some kind of stick or something that we could put on there. But I think I like it better here. Because you got to have kind of that rustic elegance, you know what I mean? Like kind of that little bit of the bling with a little bit of the shabby, you know, all that. It just all ties in together. Okay, so I like it there. I'll figure something out later down the road for that piece there. Now what I'm going to do is take some of my favorite Waverly antique wax, and we're just going to go ahead and add some into some areas here. I'm going to try it with the baby white first and see how it goes. I think I'm going to grunge this up a little bit to add a little bit of some detail that'll help bring out some of that detail in that piece. Or dry brushing, maybe some dry brush. Too. Let's kind of do both. Let me get my paint out again. Really cute. Thank you so much. What a difference from what it started off as, right? Just taking a little bit of my paint. And you can't really tell a whole lot. But this little die cut thing has some raised pieces to it, so I kind of just want to bring out some of that detail. It's not giving it a whole lot, but the wax I think will do the trick. So I'm going to grab some of this. Grab some of my baby white. We may have to switch to a paintbrush. I don't know. We're just going to mess around here. And I'm just going to kind of add it along edges. toning down some of that white paint and bringing out some of the detail. I'm going to pay mainly close attention, like I said, along the edges where you would kind of normally see, you know, the paint weathered. So kind of along the sides here, just like that. Hi, Debbie. So just like that. So that's what I'm going to kind of continue doing all the way around. And you just want a little bit on there because a little is going to go a long way. And then if it gets a little bit too heavy in areas, that's what's great about doing it with either a wet paper towel or a baby wipe, is you can kind of just rub it in and soften those edges a little bit and just use that little bit of that grungy, give a little bit of that patinaed look in there. That one's doing some work. All right, same thing with the paper. I'm going to kind of go along, as you could see. Kind of watch how cool this part is going to end up turning out to be with that wax. Okay, that's kind of what it looks like before, meaning this piece. Just rub that in on there. And just kind of make it have a little bit of an aging look to it. The Waverly wax, you can, hopefully your Walmart still has it, mine doesn't. Otherwise you can use like folk art wax. Any of these waxes work pretty good. I think I'm going to go a little bit heavy on the wax here to kind of bring out, because this is like the front of it, so to me it's got to be like a good focal point. To make it stand out from the rest of the birdhouse. And like I said, if it gets too heavy, just get in there and smear it down. See the difference with the sides? It's going to darken a little bit as it dries too, so maybe go a little bit more in there. It's just all about playing around with it and having fun with it. That's what it's about, is relaxing, getting into your zone, creating. Well, you know, create, make, and decorating. That's what it's all about. There's so many people doing things to their houses these days, you guys. It must be the season and the time of year. A lot of construction going on around here. All right. So that's the darkened front pieces a little bit. And then I'm not really going to do so much along the rest of the house, maybe some on the roof line. But I think that's looking really cool. What do you guys think? If anyone's just joining in, you gotta make sure that you go back to the beginning of the video and see what this thing looked like in the beginning. Because it looks nothing like it. Let's kind of darken up that roof a little bit, like that. You're welcome, Sharon. Thank you. Thank you, Marilyn. There's the roof, and then there's the, what do you guys like? Do you guys like the before roof or after roof? It's a matter of preference, really. as I said, the wax tends to darken as it dries. So if, you know, once it dries and you feel that, oh, maybe it's still a little bit too dark, just take your sanding block to it and sand some of it off. It's very easy. It's not the end of the world. You didn't ruin it. It'll all come together. You guys like the after roof? After, I got a lot of afters coming in. Awesome, awesome. I love old wood that is, I mean, some projects you want the wood to be smooth, but for these particular projects, unfinished, rough wood is so awesome to work with because there's nothing you really need to do. Just go over it with a light hand and it's already giving the distressed look for you because it's not, you don't have to go back over it with that sanding block. Let's do a little, I forgot to paint that white. Oh well. You want to add a little bit on the edges, like maybe towards the bottom of your napkin, kind of just, you can even kind of sponge it on. Remember, I got that coat of Mod Podge over it, so the Mod Podge is preventing it from completely, like, from the napkin completely absorbing it. So it kind of creates a little bit of barrier, but it gives it enough to give it that look, which I just love that look. I love it. So let's go ahead and just add a little bit around the window here. I have to sneeze, you guys. Sorry about that. Our jasmine plants are blooming and those darn things just make me sneeze. That's when I know spring is coming. I smell those jasmines and I'm like, oh, I love the smell of them, but boy, do they kill me. I need a Zyrtec. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go along maybe, I don't know, the edge here. And I think that's plenty there. I don't want to do too much over there. Thank you, Penny. I don't want to do too much over the napkin because I really love the way the napkin looks, but you just kind of need to tie it all in together. So I'm just really barely applying any here. It also helps if you have any areas that it looks like the napkin isn't blending very well into the paint. This will kind of help that process along. Those edges. Now your paint is going to suck it up if you don't have like a coat over the chalk paint, which clearly I don't. But just remember to go over it with a very light hand and either a wet napkin, often I use wet paper towels to do this process. I just happen to have some baby wipes on hand, so that's why I'm using these. But you can just use a good old paper towel. So there's that. We got one more to do. This guy here. Where that napkin ripped, you're just going to kind of dab some in there. Okay, American Idol. Has anyone, you're looking for old birdhouses now? Awesome. Has anyone started watching American Idol yet? Do you watch it? I didn't realize that it had started, and my DVR was just set up for it from the last time around, so I watched it last night. It looks like it's going to be a good season. A little bit darker on the little roof area here, so let me just match it up. And that's pretty much it. I'm not pleased with how this is turning out, so let's darken that up a little. to make this little area stand out a little bit more. Kind of make it look like it's a little rusty. Thank you, Marilyn. I hope you all find some good birdhouses. Check Joann's, check Hobby Lobby, check all the places to see if they're having any good sales. And get out there and find a rad birdhouse. So that is pretty much it. I think she's done. I don't think there's any more really that it needs. I love the way it turned out. I probably will go over this little piece when it dries with a little bit more white paint, just to add a little bit more of that look. But look, you guys, is that just absolutely beautiful? How fun, how easy is that? We are looking now. Good, good, good. And I just love it. So, so pretty. Gotta find a rad birdhouse. Yes, you do. Are you making fun of my 80s talk? You know, I'm an 80s girl. Rad is just in my vocabulary. I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed it. And thank you so much for joining. So make sure that you comment, shared. I'm going to gift it to, I don't know how many of these napkins I have left, you guys. I tell you what, I'm going to gift 2 napkins to 3 people. Okay, so I will go ahead and after this video, well, I'm going to give the people that are, you know, on the replays also. So I'll probably just pick a name tomorrow. So how's that? So stay tuned on the page tomorrow. I'll take a picture of the birdhouse and I'll put all 3 of your names on there. So make sure that you're watching. Sometimes it's hard to message you guys. So make sure that you're watching along and you're following along. All right, how do you share a live? You just hit that button down at the bottom, Christine. It should give you an option that says share there. Like you're gonna see where you can hit like and hearts and all that. And then next to that, it should say share. You're from the 70s? Hey, girl. What was your word? You love rad. 70s, I guess, was rad too. 80s, it was a lot of, well, it was like a word we said. Now they say like weird things like, my son, what did he say? He's all, that's, or no, my niece, she's all, that's dank. I'm like, what on earth does that mean? But you know, we all have our words of our era. So over, let me show you real quick what I'm gonna put it on. So I'll show you. Let me flip the camera around. Okay, right on, man, dude, right on, dude. So this is what I'm gonna put it on. So I had, well, there's Mango. Mango's hanging out with me today. We moved his cage. So there's my bird. He's saying hi. So I had built this for my dad. So these just the most cutest little things. My mom painted these, you guys, and I cannot paint over them because, well, they're a memory of my mom. So, and I think they're cute. So I had made this little thing for my dad. So this is my mom. She's hen house. So these are her paintings. So I'm going to leave it. But I think I'm going to take those off, and I think I'm going to take the, there goes Merle. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the birdhouse that I painted up on this perch. So basically this is just, what is this, a 2x4. And I had, this was from one of my mom's books. I had kind of printed it out for my dad. It's got weathered, so I'm going to take it off. But anyway, you just take some 2x4s, and I just made a base. I mean, it's kind of, you know, janky, but it works. It's sturdy. It's standing. So I'm going to probably put that underneath my patio, my covered patio over here, and kind of turn it into just like a really cool, you know, focal piece for the yard. So that's going to be its home, and that's that. So I wanted to share with you guys too. So I told you we were, you know, my family, we were all over at my parents' house starting to clean it out the other day. So my mom, I think I've shared it with you all before. My mom loved angels. She has so many angels, and I grabbed a bunch of her angels. But this one in particular, it just, look at this angel. Is this the most beautiful thing? I have it sitting right next to my fountain. That was my parents' angel. So I grabbed that yesterday. Hi, Alicia, welcome. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. So that was one of her angels. And so now as I'm sitting out here crafting, listening to my fountain, my angel fountain, I got a little piece of my mama here, my parents here with me. So that's just, I wanted to share that with you. It was just on my heart to share it. So that's it today, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure that probably Friday we'll go live again, and we're gonna upcycle the shutter angel that I made a couple years ago. They've gotten weathered. I need to kind of update it and give her a new, it needs a little attention. You know, after a while the wood pieces get weathered when they're out in the sun. So on Friday we're gonna upcycle and kind of give a new zhuzh, a little bit of life to an angel that I already crafted. So it's gonna make you wanna look out for some shutters when you're out thrifting too. So stay tuned for that. So, hey, listen, you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you back on here soon. And thanks so much for watching. And then stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm gonna announce 3 winners, and you're all gonna get 2 napkins each. So stay tuned for that. You guys have a wonderful and blessed day. I'll see you back on here soon. Bye.